Thanks, Anheuser-Busch. I may not be able to feed my family coming up here soon.
From bad to worse for Bud Light. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as I blow the lid off the U.S. political society and business world. This thing is getting insane. The gift that kind of keeps on giving unless you're an employee for Anheuser-Busch. Listen, this is getting serious right about now. You see, a lot of time we're talking about all the polarizing topics in terms of how this thing is all coming about with Anheuser-Busch going for this marketing campaign that was very risky and risque that society just wasn't quite ready for. It all comes back to the crisis. Not for the crisis we're not talking today. This was all crisis-driven. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, because during lockdowns, when we're all locked at home, digesting more screen time than we already were, that was another thing I think was really dangerous about lockdowns. We already were suffering from a little too much screen time as it was. Well, that put that on hyperspeed. And with the explosion of social media, us bored at home, just like goofing off and having fun, it's just become this very social media, screen time driven society we're living in now. I can't tell you, even myself, I'm just as connected to my devices as you guys are, and especially as a content creator. Now I get even more screen time. So for me, it's like I got to be hypersensitive, hyper aware of like how much screen time. Like set that thing down, leave it behind, disengage, turn stuff off. It's not uncommon for me to have 3 screens on. My phone, my laptop, the television. I know you guys are probably dealing with the same. So this is all coming back to lockdowns. Well, here's what happened with Anheuser-Busch. As they were forced to suffer some down sales, but supplemented during stimulus when free money was flowing in the tune of trillions of dollars, doubling the amount of money in circulation, not only with stimulus checks or stimulus measures, straight up PPP loans, giving companies money to float their boat. Well, that got pulled out, and now they got to figure things out, but they've got all this cash to go spend now, and they spend it in a way that they try to target a demographic they thought somebody sold them, a good salesperson. Apparently, maybe it was someone like me, a career salesman. Hey,
Anheuser-Busch, I got this great idea for you guys.
Your sales are struggling. I've got an idea. With this whole new normal narrative, and how this whole gender division, it's very polarizing right now. We want to tap into that demographic. We got this TikTok star. His name's Dylan Mulvaney. He's a guy, but
Dresses like a girl.
I think it'll be great. Are you kidding me? Russian roulette gambled with your company's future. But guess who suffers? What's going to happen is, it's just so much deeper. Because, Anheuser-Busch, their sales are down. So what do they start doing? It's not the stockholders, or they start reducing the upper management's salaries. No. Their employees are now getting, it starts from the bottom all the way down to the delivery drivers are going to get hit first. And this is the sad part for them. Just Americans out there working for the weekend. They found themselves in this cyclone of social and political unrest. But it gets better or worse depending on how you're looking at it. Now their jobs are at risk. Their livelihoods at risk. And with layoffs and a recession already looming, that was the last thing they needed. Even with this whole Dylan Mulvaney fiasco aside, they were already treading some really risky waters as a recession. This was the nail in the coffin for these poor Americans out there that a lot of them don't believe any of this propaganda, agenda, marketing schemes, or the messaging that was created. And now Dylan Mulvaney, he's laughing all the way to the bank. But Bud Light threw their core consumer aside for the transgender community. Something super broken. But today we've got proof positive, boots on the ground, an actual delivery driver of the Bud Light. You've probably seen this clip before, but I think it's worth looking at again as we really read between the lines and look between the cracks and make sense of exactly what happened here, where it's going, and what to be aware of, and not doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. The definition of insanity, Anheuser-Busch. You've gone insane. It's hurting the people that help build the backbone of your company, people putting products on the shelves. Let's run this article, then we're going to meet back here to wrap this one up. Let's get started.
And the sole product of the company I work for is Anheuser-Busch products. So with all this canceling going on, I've never seen such little sales in this past few days on these products. And it's sad because when people don't buy this beer, I don't make money and I can't feed my family. So it's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, that Anheuser-Busch did what they did. And they don't know their clientele. So it's kind of heartbreaking. Thanks, Anheuser-Busch. I may not be able to feed my family coming up here soon.
All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. Hey, brother, delivering the delivery guy that we just heard from. We're cheering for you, dude. We're praying for you. We know you're going to look back on this someday and be glad. Well, I don't know if you'll be glad it happened, but you won't regret it because something better is coming for you. Somebody's probably offering you a job doing something else. But this is a scary time for the country on many levels. For one, people are already suffering layoffs. And then for Anheuser-Busch, which is no longer even an American beer company, they're owned by, I forgot, some other country, bought them. Is bad. This is just bad. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's really just talk about this for the way it needs to be talked about. This is really, really a bad situation for the people in this country. We're built on Americana and freedom and truth and justice and one nation under God. When you start getting wokeism into companies that were built on that solid foundation, clearly something's broken. And like I said during the beginning of the show, it all comes back to the crisis. It's too much information for us now to digest. We're looking at too much BS. It's seeping into our psyche and it's manifesting in all kinds of crazy ways. It started with leadership of this company and they suffered the catastrophic knockout blow. And I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Be a good human today. I'll see you on the next video.